Hello and welcome to a new episode of Flowcast. Today we're going to Toronto, Canada to meet a musician and field recordist who made the ancient voices of the River Lech sing. Hi Michelle, thanks for being here. Can you tell us something about yourself?
Yeah, sure. So I'm Michelle Breslin, and I go under the name of Lostworldsounds. And I do a lot of field recording myself. And I like to integrate it with my songs. And I was so excited about this project, the Flow project. It's really special to me.
In what ways?
Well, just, I have such an affinity with water. I'm a real water person. I'm a swimmer. I have a lot of concerns about the environment and water. And so when I heard about the Flow project, it was really exciting to me. Yeah, I have a fierce love for the planet and water.
So I guess the main topic of the project being a focus on the ecological and the anthropological and all the ethical question that goes around human intervention on nature, even when it's restoration of the river habitats. There are some ethical dilemma because there's not one right answer. So I was wondering, have you considered all of this while you were working on your piece? And if so, how did it influence your composition?
Yeah, that's an interesting question. It definitely influenced how I was thinking about the flow of the river's history, actually. And I kind of reflected that a little bit in the storytelling I felt like of the river. I found it interesting that the section that I was working on, it had been narrowed at some point for the people that were living on the side of the river. And correct me if I'm wrong. Recently, like in the last 10 years, it's been widened again to help the ecology around the river.
Yeah, because that's a part of the river. Well, pretty much the entire Lech is being impacted a lot by human activity, but also, especially on the Austrian part of the Lech in Tyrol, there are lots of projects of restoration. And so you can see how the river was very wide in the historical photos, the black and white photos, very narrow, and in the last few years, kind of taking its space back.
Yeah, so I loved how, there was some recognition of what the river needed and bringing it back to, what was needed for the river. I tried to sort of reflect a bit of a story in my piece. People that I played it for have said it's a little bit haunting.
Yeah, I wanted to ask about the process because for us, it's very interesting to see how we gave you some material. We gave you a field recording. We gave you images, a time-lapse video made with satellite images, and some historical and geomorphological content. You took all of this and you got back to us with some amazing music. How did you do that?
Sure. The moment I heard my section that I ended up with, when I was listening to all the sections, they were all so beautiful, but that one stood out to me because I was hearing these amazing overtones. And to me, it sounded like, voices that may have existed on the river in the long past. This was sort of how I was imagining it. So I really wanted to bring out those voices and overtones. And I had bigger ideas that I had to kind of scale down. So, I brought in 4 singers and we went to a very reverby space and I kind of did a bit of a choir. And then there was a bit of a transition where after the choir, you could hear the river kind of reforming itself, gaining back its space. And then just another sort of more gentle transition with a bit of a song. And a bit of a coming together of the humanity and the ecological, or the river and the people being together and working together. So, yeah.
And to do so, you recorded the choir outdoors by the river.
No, that would have been great. Yeah, I would so love to come and see this river.
Bit of an acoustic nightmare, though.
It would be tricky. No, originally I wanted to do it in a church, just because they have such amazing acoustics. But the building that I moved to has this amazing rooftop room, and it's really very reverby. And so I just pictured, having a little tiny choir in there. And I didn't want like super perfection in the voices, because I wanted that sort of humanity to kind of come through as well.
Yeah, very organic.
Yeah, exactly.
I know we talked about these in our emails, but I don't remember if you shared any sounds to the community or used any of the sounds that have been shared by other artists.
Yeah, I was thinking of sharing some sounds, and then I just thought I kind of wanted it to be more of a surprise as well when you got to the voices, because I don't even know what everyone else is doing. I'm so excited to hear what everybody else has done. So I just wanted it to be kind of unique to that section. But I did take a little piece of somebody else's and I wrote it on my form. She had like a paddle dipping in the water. So I added that.
Yeah, that must have been Salma's section.
Yes, that's right. Salma, yeah.
You could hear someone rowing a boat, yeah?
Yeah. So I was excited to find that, and I used that at the end of mine to go to the next section.
Now let's listen to Michelle's composition, Hope Carries Us.
Found me.